What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Drew Elia. I am a YouTube reviewer and I love reviewing PEV products. Now, that being said, if you're new around here and you like the content, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It lets the YouTube algorithm gods know what's going on and spread my content, and hopefully I can get to 1,000 subscribers. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away a $150 gift card to One Stop Board Shop. These guys are awesome. They're located here in New Jersey. They do ship all over, so you can absolutely pick this up, digital gift card. And once I hit that 1,000 subscriber, I will be making a separate video about that. But on to the video for today. Today's video was something that I had brewing for a long period of time. I just didn't have the board style that I wanted. So I have now gotten to a point where I have 12S 4Ps. I have 4 of them. Technically a 12S 8P, but we'll get to that in a second. So with the 12S 4P system, it is becoming almost industry standard that your 2-in-1 boards, your all-terrain boards, the minimum you're going to be putting inside these things is a 12S 4P configuration. 1, comfortability on the boards. 2, the human factor. I mean, there was many things that as I was riding these boards, some type of uncomfortability levels, which may surprise some of you in certain scenarios on different boards. And the fact that, like, you know, wind speed, other things that were also taking place during the time. It's an outdoor ride up a hill. This road is not smooth all the way through. There are areas that are very chunky with potholes and stuff like that. So I kind of like this idea because it's not just necessarily a straight shot down a road at a drag race. It kind of gives you the actual feel and performance of a board going up a massive, massive hill climb. I mean, I'm starting out around 44 feet above sea level, getting all the way up to 230, 250 feet above sea level. So it's a pretty big hill climb at 1.88 miles. Now, being able to ride a skateboard up a hill is a totally different feeling than riding a skateboard down a hill. So growing up, I used to do downhill racing and race my longboards down the hill. So being able to do this the opposite way is a pretty exhilarating experience. And I definitely tell you guys that if you do have one of these boards, or if you do plan on picking up one of these boards, absolutely go out, try to find a nice big tall hill, and and drive safely, wear your protective gear, but test it out. It's just a totally different fun experience versus something like racing on a flat road or, you know, doing a track race and stuff like that. It just gives you a totally different feel to it all. That being said, hopefully this video is not too long, but I do have some exclamation points that I want to go through as well. Going to be testing out the Meepo Hurricane. Probably gonna let these cars go by me actually. Up here with a little 3, 2, 1, go. The top of this hill here. Some level of comfortability on more of these boards than others. The Meepo Hurricane, the Hoyt UAV, I've ridden more. First off, I tried to make this as scientifically, put that in big quotes, scientifically as possible. I mean, we're all human, right? So the very first ride I went out with, the Meepo Hurricane, I started at the base level right at the parking lot, but there was a bunch of cops walking around down there, and when I started riding off, one of them kind of gave me a head nod type of thing, and I was like, maybe I won't make my starting point here. That was my first factor that in this. So the Meepo Hurricane had an advantage here. As I was traveling up the hill, I did stop and do the other 3 tests at a different location. Now, to factor in, because I was already accelerating around 27 miles per hour at the starting point of the other 3 boards, what I am going to do is I'm going to take the time that it takes to get from 0 to 27 miles an hour on the other 3 boards, find out the average of that, and add that time frame to the Meepo Hurricane at the end of the race results. So stay tuned to that one. Also, cops, don't give me head nods in parking lots and make me feel weird. I know I look weird. I look like a spaceman. It is what it is. Anyways, on to the race. So I know that I have some ability here over the Mboards Endurance and the Atlas Pro. I don't have as many miles on those guys. And the gearing ratio on some of these boards, like the Meepo Hurricane right now, it's gonna top me out at like 30, 31 miles an hour. But man, what a fun ride these things are. Let's see if it's gonna get me up here.
So 12S 4P configuration. There we go. They got me up and over that hill. Molly Cell P42As. This is the original Hurricane with the Ultra gear drive system on it. Nice turn right here. These tubeless tires are grippy. I would say that the wide stance in this board is definitely going to lead to more fun adventure. Oh, got some crunchies. Fast through those. Woo! I feel like I'm really riding at top speed this entire time. Oh, some more crunches up here. Gotta be careful. It's a little shadowy. We got some potholes and stuff like that. We gotta slow down just a little bit here. A little bit more up here. All right, smooth road. Yeah, this torque on the gear drive really is what's lending to cranking this thing up here. But there is a top end speed factor on this board. But I mean, this thing just pulls. It pulls all the way through, and it's got some resistance, some rolling resistance. Should I say it's got no rolling resistance because of the gear drive system. The looks you get when you're riding an electric skateboard up a hill, right? Oh, more crunches. Woo! A little squirrely. Yeah, double kingpin. You gotta make sure you tighten them down. Like I said, I have a level of comfortability on this board already. Another pothole here. Jump over that. And here we are at the end. All right, now we have the MBoard Endurance 12S 8P configuration. On a 175mm wheels. I must say that the three of the boards all have 175mm wheels on them. This thing's got serious power, but it is probably the least familiar one I'm familiar with. So going around these turns and stuff like that might be a little bit more slower. Does not say that the board is underpowered by any means, because it can do 35 miles plus depending on your gearing. I am on 58T pulleys, 175mm wheels. but I can already tell it's having a better time than the Hurricane getting up and over this hill. Oh yeah. Some crunchies up here again. Just watch. La, la, la. Yeah, this is an insanely comfortable ride already. I would say lend that to the bigger wheels. Oh, crunchy road, crunchy road. Slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. Crunchy road, crunchy roads. More crunchy roads. Yikes. But, yeah, dude. I think there was a crunch spot up here. I hit before, a little speed wobble. Right here. Now the motors on this board, you can hear it spooling. It's like this high-pitched gear. Some more crunchies. But this mid-range power that these vest-based boards have are insane. Another little. And we are back to the top. Now we're on the Atlas Pro gear drive. Much similar to the Meepo Hurricane. As far as the gear drive, I believe the top out speed is going to be around that 20, high 20s. But I'm hoping that this torque will get me up this hill quickly enough. I mean, it's got the torque. Like those helical gear system inside this, it has got plenty of torque. Now this is the one stretch of road up here that was giving me trouble on the Hurricane getting up top. Let's see if this does. Now this is bigger tires, 175 millimeter off-roading knobby tires. I feel pretty planted on the road with these things though. I feel like they chew up the road. Yeah, we got this no problem. Yeah, this torque is insane. Woo! Some crunchy roads, crunchy roads, crunchy roads. Not country roads, crunchy roads. All right, let's get back up this hill. See if we can make it up this. Yeah, no problem. Atlas Pro, kicking butt. Take this turn here. Now I know this is not the most scientific method of racing up a hill, but it's the most fun. Yeah, and this thing has the ability to have a four-wheel drive system on it. That's insane to me. All right, let's slow down here a little bit. Crunch, 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 crunch. Yep. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Yeah. It's like they paved some of this and then just left the rest of it to rot and crumble. Yeah. Crunchy, crunchy. All right. I'm full pinning it on all of these, kind of feathering at the top end there. Once I get to like the straightaways, slow down a little bit on the curve side, letting the board do the rolling resistance. There's a little wobble up here. Ease up. There we go. But damn, this is so much fun. Some more crunchies. Yep. My favorite part of the course here, these squiggly roads. I used to ride this on my motorcycle all the time. And we are at the top. Atlas Pro, making it up the hill. Actually way more comfortable in this than I thought I was going to be. You know what's funny is the Meepo Hurricane, the one that had probably definitely over 500 plus miles on that board, felt the least amount of like comfortable on. The Atlas Pro, the Atlas Pro and the Endurance have been way more comfortable ride than I anticipated. That was a lot of fun. This is the Hoyt UAV. This is a monster. Again, just gotta be careful, the crunchy dunchies, potholes. But man, does this board fucking fly. Now this is the only one with the reverse kingpin. Completely different truck setup. Bigger motors. But, woo! This thing makes a world of difference. I mean, I am dialed in on this thing. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchies. I wish this road was just so much smoother, but it's alright. Gives everyone a little bit of a fair advantage of slowing down a little bit up here. Gonna slow up a little bit up here. Crunchies. Road crunchies. And potholes. None of which you want to fucking be on a skateboard, but hey, here I am. Doing it for you guys. Alright, let's go. Yeah, this is so much fun. Oh, whoop-de-whoop, whoop. Some more crunchies here. Whee! Woo! All right, guys. Well, that's it for the testing. Let's go ahead and see the results are and talk about some different points and stuff like that along the lines there. So that was a ton of fun. Definitely was a ton of fun.
So as you can see with these test results are kind of shocking, and I will explain why it kind of happened the way it did. So the board with the most miles on it for me, the Meepo Hurricane, over 600 miles on the odometer with it, and basically it was the worst performing one for me. I haven't ridden the Hurricane probably in about 3 or 4 months now. I've been testing a bunch of other boards out. It's wintertime here, so a lot of my riding time has been more pushed towards getting these review videos out and stuff like that and testing other products. So I haven't had the amount of time that I wanted on the Meepo Hurricane as I've always have. That also being said is that it is the gear drive system. So gear drive versus gear drive for the Atlas Pro versus the Hurricane. This gear drive system maxes out at a speed of 31 miles per hour on a flat road. So going up this hill, full throttle on a bunch of these points, I was probably hitting a max speed of 27, 28 miles per hour. So that's a huge factor when it comes into the gearing ratio when you're looking at these boards. But the Atlas Pro also has a very similar gearing ratio, but it's definitely similar enough to lending that it does have the same power output. I did hit a higher top speed on the Atlas Pro, and it surprisingly felt very, very comfortable, and I'll get into the reason why I felt more comfortable on that than I did on the other one. 3 of these boards have double kingpin trucks. 2 of the boards have stock bushings on them. 1 of them has riptide bushings on them. The width of the trucks also takes a factor in here too, along with the tire size of the trucks as well. So my Meepo Hurricane Ultra had a wide tire, and a wide truck set on there. But the double kingpin bushings were a little loose. I did tighten them up, I thought enough, but apparently not enough to get me feeling as comfortable as I was. I hit a few potholes up at the top of this thing, and it put me into a actual speed wobble, which thank God I recovered out of it, because I was doing like 22, 25 miles an hour, and there was a person right on the right of me as I was going around the corner. I think it just kind of was a weird feeling for me when I got up there. I've never felt that in the Hurricane Ultra before, so it's a definitely interesting factor. Second, the Atlas Pro has these brand new wide trucks with these big knobby off-roading tires. This is the second or third time that I've actually stepped foot on the Atlas Pro. I've been doing a whole off-roading video that's going to be coming out soon for it. And that being said, these wider trucks and these bigger knobbier tires gave me a little bit more confidence when I was going over the potholes, when I was going around the corners, that allowed me to actually get kind of a more comfortable ride with it than I was on other boards that I haven't stepped on. The link up over here was my very first maiden voyage on it. I love the board. Going long distances, straight lines, carving up and down a road, this board has everything. The double kingpin setup is great for that sense. Now, that being said, riding up a hill, hitting potholes, and everything like that, I didn't have the exact comfort level that I would on the other boards. So you might see a different time frame here at the third place setting because of the Atlas Pro getting the second place setting here. MBoards for me was just a level of comfortability. I don't think it's anything to do with the power output. I don't think it has anything to do with the tires or the riptide bushings are on there. Everything on there was great. But for me, I think the comfortability level, the human factor and all this stuff for me on the MBoards was I was still learning how it was going. The foot placement for me, the deck shape, there was a little bit less of a concave situation than on the other boards. It just felt, it felt a little more uncomfortable for me in that sense. And again, that's total personal preference. It has nothing to do with the board or the guys over there, but it's just one of those things where I need to get more comfortable on the board by putting more miles on the board. The champ here, the full-on Supreme uphill board, this Hoyt UAV, I know I've done a few videos on this one beforehand, and this thing is, it's a different level, and I completely understand why people might say that this isn't necessarily the one that should be in this class, but it is a 12S4P, and I just wanted to show people a 12S4P with a totally different setup. So it has the ROSA truck system on here, which is a reverse kingpin, and it stands for rake offset split angle truck. And what that means is that they have taken their truck design and they've talked to a downhill racer. These guys that go 70 miles down a hill on a skateboard, not electric, just manually, and they have the stability and the ability to hit these top speeds and get really comfortable on these boards. So that truck system alone, I believe, is why I'm so comfortable on this board. This board is wide, it's long, it has the truck system on there and the power output. With these two other boards, so the Mboards and the UAV have a VESC-based system, the Stormcore 60D inside of there. And basically that gives you a huge amount of customization options, but I would say both of these boards at their mid-range power level is absurdly, beautifully, smoothly powerful. That being said, the other two boards, because of their gearing ratio and their VESC setups, that there's more power in the front end. The low-end torque, it's a more aggressive, off-the-line, low-end torque system. That it gets to the top end speed, it starts dying out. The other two boards don't have that problem. You're getting off the line, you're taking off, it's aggressive enough, but it's that smooth curve, it's that smooth line going up there. And then once you hit that mid-range power, once you're in that 15 mile, 20 mile, and you literally have this thing pinned, it just takes off like a beast, and it's great. Now again, my level of comfortability on the UAV is probably more than any of the other boards because I've ridden it for quite some time now. I've had it for quite some time now. But again, it's just that truck setup, the power level. I knew that going into this thing that the UAV was going to be probably a top contender for me, and I was hoping that the MBoards would be the second, but again, my level of comfortability on there was not there. The Atlas Pro won second place, MBoards won third place, and then my tried and true Hurricane that I've ridden for over a year now, last place. I mean, go figure. So I know this is an incredibly long video, but those are the test results right here. And I just thought this was a great idea. I mean, again, testing these boards out in real conditions, going up a hill versus going in a straight line, I just feel like it gives you more of a respect for the board and more of an understanding of power, control, the deck choice, the truck choice, the bushing choice, wheel choice options. All of those have huge factors when it comes into designing a board. But again, this was a random test. I don't think too many people are gonna be hopping on their boards, going up a hill as fast as they possibly can. It's more for riding your skateboard like you would, but I just figured like this would be entertaining. So hopefully you guys found it entertaining. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out tremendously. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Once I hit that 1,000 subscribers, I am giving away a $150 gift card to One Stop Board Shop. These guys are awesome. They have everything from one wheel parts, electric skateboard parts, shred lights, helmets, everything like that. You can put that money towards and get you guys something nice there. So please, again, if you haven't, subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Always wear a helmet. Peace.